started the show, we talked a little bit about what's going on with the Kentucky Derby winner, Medina Spirit, accused of using an anti-inflammatory. Bob Baffert is the great trainer for that horse, and won a couple of Triple Crowns, won the Kentucky Derby 7 times. And Bob joins us now. Bob, thanks for joining us. What have you been accused of exactly?
I've been accused of my horse tested positive for a legal therapeutic medication. It's called betamethasone, and it was 21 picograms, which is, we call it contaminant levels. It's a picogram. They're testing at these really low levels the last few years, and so it's been a problem in racing. But the really troubling thing is, Dan, is that the horse has never been treated with that specific drug. So we're at a loss for words, trying to figure out how he got contaminated, because at those levels they call it contamination.
Okay, once you find out what has happened, do you do inventory with your staff where anybody could have possibly administered this to this horse without your knowledge?
Well, usually it's that specific drug is usually it can be injectable, but the horse wasn't injected with that. So we're going through different. We check, make sure that nobody had any special creams. I'm learning about it right now, but nobody that handled the horse had any creams or anything like that. So we just don't know where this came from.
Do you think you've been sabotaged?
I don't know if I was sabotaged indirectly. I think it could have been somebody handled this horse, touched it, because at those levels, it's very minute. It's at a level that it wouldn't affect the horse, and it's scary. They're scary levels, because I've had this problem before.
When did you find out that this inquiry was going on?
I was on my way to California on Saturday, I mean, and I got a call from my assistant trainer, Jimmy Barnes, in Louisville, and he told me something horrible has just happened. And I thought one of the horses had gotten hurt. And he says, we've just been served with that our Derby horse tested positive for betamethasone. And I immediately, called the stewards there and want to know what's going on. Something's not right. It's got to be. And I told them they need to get hair samples immediately. Let's get some DNA. This has to be a mistake. And it still could be. I'm hoping it's a mistake. Maybe it was a wrong horse or whatever. But, it's something that I've got an investigation team working on it. But it's horrible, Dan. It's something that I would never risk my reputation. And I train for, these great horses, and I train for great clients, and it just doesn't make sense. But it's hard to, people in the horse industry, they understand, it's BS, but not the public.
How beneficial would this drug be to that horse?
At that level, it had zero effect on the horse. We're talking picograms. It's like 1 picogram is a solid grain. It's a billionth of a gram.
Are you going to run the horse in the Preakness?
Well, we're planning on it. We're waiting to hear from Preakness. Came out with a statement. Churchill Down came out with a really harsh statement.
Yeah.
I was shocked by it, because I think it was just a knee-jerk cancel culture kind of reaction, and they violated my due process. I mean, this usually when you get a positive ban, it's supposed to be confidential, and they wait for your split to come back, and usually takes a few weeks, and then they announce it. But it leaked out immediately. I've had this happen to me a couple of times. They just leaks out immediately. So now I have to fight this in the public.
When do you get the second result back?
It usually takes about 3 weeks for it to come back.
3 weeks?
Yeah, it's a very slow process.
But will the Preakness allow you if you don't have that second test back?
Well, they should allow me, because the horse is not officially. It has to be confirmed if there was a mistake. So basically, they really can't. They can't. They shouldn't. Keep him from running.
Can you sue to run in the Preakness?
I think there's some we're looking at some avenues that, if they do come up and say something, we're gonna be aggressive here.
But if you talk to the casual sport fan here, Bob, who doesn't know horse racing, they probably say, well, you've got some priors here, that you've had other incidents with horses. So what do you say to the casual sports fan looking at or even people in the horse racing industry here, that there have been other horses who have failed drug tests?
Well, I think a lot of them were just uh, mistakes. Like, this is from 1971. Down the road, I used to be a little sloppy, and there were overages. They weren't nothing really serious. And the last couple of years, I've had some, like Justify was the big one. He ingested scopolamine, which it comes in the hay. I couldn't prevented that, and we resolved that. It was a bad headline. I had a groom that urinated. He had COVID, and after he's getting over, he urinated in the stall, and the horse ate it. It was a cough medicine. We resolved that. Things like that happen because they're testing at these really extremely low levels. This would not have been positive in California. That's the thing with racing. It's not uniform, and they just change these rules here in Kentucky because of that. Because of those levels, things can happen. Then in Arkansas, I had a lidocaine positive last year, and one of my in the Arkansas Derby, and another horse, and then we found out that we just resolved that because there was other horses that tested positive in the Arkansas Derby that were right below the threshold, so they got contaminated within 45 minutes of the race. So these things happen but when they're testing at this new level, they just started this because everybody's like, racing has been in this. We've got to clean up the sport, and they've got this new Horse Racing Integrity Act, and I was one of the guys, first trainers behind it. So I think it's good. We need somebody in there. I welcome like a Travis Tigert to come in and see this, and to explain to the people. If we had them, then the people say, well, if they're looking at it, we need people like from the outside looking in, because the regulators that we have right now, they just don't use common sense. It's getting really bad.
Where's the horse right now?
The horse is actually in a van headed to Preakness, to Pimlico. We usually fly him there, but the cargo company just lost their lead, so they had a van there. So this is the first time I ever van there. I think it takes about 10 hours.
Is there sabotage though in the industry? Like you're saying, you could be like, are there people out there that are trying to taint these drug tests?
I'm starting to. I've never been a conspiracy theorist, but I'm starting to suspect it's been happening to me on the big day, and so. And we have the security. We're watching them. I mean, these horses they don't live in a bubble. Their environment, there's stalls, it's open, it's people can walk through, and, at any time. And we don't really, we're not thinking, but it just seems really strange now that here's a horse that didn't get that specific drug. He was not treated with that. And that's mind-boggling right there, that somebody either had it contaminate him somewhere. So we just don't know that. I hate to speculate, but we don't know.
What do you think happens today? What are you working on today?
Today we're working on Maryland, on like the Preakness. We're trying to figure out. They're going to have the draw. They're supposed to, I guess, notify me. I haven't been told anything. I just know what we read. So I'm just waiting to hear. I have my lawyers, watching it closely, what's going on, and so that's all we do is sit and wait.
If officials are watching right now from the Derby or Preakness, what would you say to them?
I would say, I didn't administer that. The horse didn't get I'm an open book. I'm a Hall of Fame trainer. I had a lot of success, and a lot of people are out there, just they don't like it. That's part of the game. I understand it, but I didn't do it, and they need to look at this in a different way. It shouldn't have been called a positive, and they know it's a contaminant level, and we've been dealing with this. And I keep saying, racing has a lot of problems, but Bob Baffert isn't one of them. But with success comes a lot of jealousy and animosity. And but I'm an open book. I'm very transparent. They look at all the vet records. We present everything to them. We're an open book.
Bob, thanks for joining us. Good luck with the challenge there. We'll certainly be watching. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Dan.
That's Bob Baffert, the Hall of Fame trainer, and still waiting to see if they'll be able to enter the horse at the Preakness. You just got to sit and wait.